Welcome to the Say It Out Loud podcast. I'm your host, Vasavi Kumar. If you're eager to gain clarity, speak with unwavering confidence, and liberate those inner voices, you're in the perfect spot. My mission here is to empower you to break free, find fulfillment, and ignite your passion. You ready? It's time to say it out loud. I've put together a guide of my top 10 tested and proven to work practical strategies and habits to help bright women like you say no, set your boundaries right, live confidently, and build healthy relationships, starting with the relationship you have with yourself. This is a self-paced guide, and I can't wait for you to dig into it so you can start becoming your most confident self, because she's in there waiting for you. Head to the link in my show notes or go to vasavikumar.com/guide and grab it today. Welcome back to another episode of the Say It Out Loud podcast. I'm so happy to be sitting here with my dear friend, Aprille. I am thrilled to introduce her to y'all because not only is she a good friend of mine, she's one of my favorite people to FaceTime, but she's one of the smartest, most brilliant women I know. I'm going to share her bio with you just so you can get a little taste of who she is and what she does. So Aprille Franks is a content marketing and launch strategist, and she transforms how entrepreneurs build profitable brands leveraging content marketing. With 15 years of expertise and an 8-figure client portfolio, Aprille makes success both strategic and attainable. Aprille, thank you so much for being here. How are you today?
I'm great.
I know this about you. Every time I ask you, you're like, I'm good. And I love your predictability. I love that when I call you, you're just in a great mood. That doesn't mean you don't have shitty days, but you're just like, I'm great.
But I mostly don't, though, honestly. Like, I don't really have shitty days like that.
Yes. And I think,
No.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I was just saying, like, and there used to be a time when I did, but I tell people, I'm probably like the genuinely happiest person you might have ever met.
Yes. I think that's why I love talking to you, because I'm just like, where's the joy? Oh, here we are. Right here. I love it. So we're going to be diving into mindset. We're going to be diving into money today. We're going to be diving into visibility and just some fun questions that I came up with. So I want to get right into it, Aprille. When it comes to your mindset, right? Because I know a lot of my audience listeners run their own businesses. They struggle with showing up consistently. For you, what has been the boldest mindset shift you've made that completely changed how you show up in your business?
The boldest mindset shift, who else is supposed to?
Yeah.
If it's not me, then who else is supposed to? Like, it's my responsibility.
Yeah. Yeah, keep going.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's no one else's job to do it. So it's like, if it's my responsibility and this is what I say that I came to do, then I have to show up for it. And it's interesting because people often think that I'm really not an extrovert. Like, people think that, but I'm like, I'd rather be by myself. I need a break from people. I need to, retreat from people, but this is my job and I love it. I love doing my job. I love making an impact. And if showing up is part of what I got to do that, then that's why I show up.
So when it comes to your beliefs, right? Because I know a lot of my audience, they're sitting there with these beliefs that are keeping them from really showing up in the way they want to show up. What's a belief about success that you had to completely unlearn to get to where you are today?
A belief about success that I had to unlearn. I always thought I was going to be successful, honestly. Like, as a little girl, I did. As a little girl, I thought, I was like, there has to be more to life than this. Now, when I was in high school, I was insecure.
Why?
But somewhere in me, I knew that I was like, but I'm going to be great.
Yeah.
Right? It's like, this is happening, but I'm going to be great. I don't know what I'm going to be great at all, and I've had hard times and trials and tribulations and all of that shit. So that I'm not going to pretend I haven't.
Yeah.
But I always knew that I was destined to be great. And the first person I ever heard say that emphatically was Oprah Winfrey when Barbara Walters was interviewing her. And I remember seeing that as like a young, maybe preteen or teenager and thinking, like, I don't know what I'm going to be doing, but it's going to be great. And so, but I think if I had to say something that I see that people need to unlearn, it would be that they need to unlearn that other people opinions actually matter, because they really don't in the big scheme.
Mm-mm.
They need to learn that their opinions about themselves matter the most. And most people don't care as much as you think they do.
Can we talk about that? Because I really feel like I remember my father used to say this to me all the time as a young girl. He always used to say to me, after all, it's just a thought in their head. And
Yeah.
you can't control other people's thoughts in their head. Now you can try to show up in a way to manipulate how other people perceive you, but that's going to end up doing you dirty.
Yeah.
Is that what you see with a lot of your clients, that like they really do struggle to show up because they're still concerned about what other people think?
They're so concerned. They're concerned about the pastor, the people at church, their family. And it's interesting because the way that people show up, they're really placating to people that will never buy from them. They will never support you anyway. So you're literally showing up for the naysayers.
What do you think then, to follow up with that, is the biggest lie that entrepreneurs tell themselves, and what's the truth instead?
I think one of the biggest lies is that it's for everyone else, that you can do it because, people say, well, you're successful because. I'm thinking, bitch, I don't have a GED. Like, what are you talking about? Like, I'm Black in America. I was a teenage mother. I grew up in a crazy household. So don't think I've had some sort of wild advantage over you, because I have not.
Right.
I just choose to believe what's more beneficial to me. So if I'm going to be a story, if I'm going to make up shit, then I might as well make up something that's going to benefit me as opposed to something that's not.
This is literally what I was saying to the women inside my Say It Out Loud group. I was like, you literally get to choose what you want to believe about yourself.
Yeah.
You can interrupt those beliefs that you have and ask yourself, do I want to continue believing this about myself? How do you work with your clients to start to really not just believe, like have new beliefs, but also to really feel it?
Like, I mean, that's the work, right? Like, that's the work. That's the first, being aware that it's an issue, and to start to take observation on where you're showing up like that. Like, you're typically showing up like that with your family, with your kids, with your lover, with the, maybe at work, with your parents or whatever. So really taking stock, like, where are you showing up small? Where are you not being big? And that's one of the things I think too, especially women. I know men have this in a different way, but I do work with women, so I'm pretty, well versed in that area. And that is, most women have been taught, like, don't be too full of yourself. Like, don't, and I'm like, well, who else is going to be full of me besides of me? And I mean, maybe my husband, but who else, his job is that, to be full of myself? Like, you can't be full of me for me, so why can't I? And we've been somehow conditioned to think that this playing small and having our voice muffled again, right? Because it used to be women, we couldn't say anything, right? It's like you could be seen and not heard. And now that we are saying things out loud, it's like you really have to think about that. Like, where in your life are you not saying it out loud? And then the follow-up question to that is, and why not? And then the follow-up question to that is, and why do you continue to live that way? And why do you deserve to live that way?
And the follow-up to that is, what actions are you not taking because of these beliefs? And then it's actually doing the thing, because we can spend a lot of time in our mindset, but that's still not you doing the damn thing.
No, it's still not. Taking the action is I think that's where you discover yourself. I have a client right now that I'm working with, and on this very work, this kind of self-concept work. And she is like, I went to some place and I complimented a man I'm not even interested in. She's like, I put on a cute dress and I opened my mouth and I smiled. And instead of walking in, holding my head down, it's just these, what seem to be little things that you start to do, where it's just like, you take a little piece of your power back.
Yes, I love that. And showing up, having these like micro visibility moments, right? Like, I love what you said about her complimenting that man that she's not interested in. It's still allowing herself to be seen.
Yes.
So when it comes to money, I don't know if you remember this, but I'm assuming you do. What was your first holy shit, I just made that much moment? And how did it change your relationship with money?
So 2008, I had taken on a contract with a real estate investment team, also called a REIT team, and for marketing and sales of one of their commercial assets, an apartment community. And in 37 days, I made $17,500. And I was like, I paid my parents' mortgage for the first time. Okay. And that made, I was like, wow, I like that feeling. Like, I like that feeling of being able to have surplus. So not giving from an empty cup, but giving from an overflowing cup to people that I care about. And that let me know that I wanted to be rich and stay that way.
So you that day helped you to realize, like, if there was any money blocks, you were like, no, this shit feels good. I want to be rich. I'm gonna be rich.
Yeah. And not only that, but it's real. Like, oh, you can make now today, if I made $17,000, it would be terrible because I have staff and overhead, you know, so it's evolved since that point. But back then that changed my whole life, and it made every number possible after that.
What is something about money and wealth building that you wish more women openly talked about?
How hard it is to keep.
Say more about that. Yeah.
How hard it is to keep, like, especially as a business owner, you know, so many expenses and all the things you don't know to ask, you know, as you're running a business, and taxes. And, you know, usually, at least in my experience in the last 15 years or so, you know, it's been, you learn through the mistakes that you make, unless you have someone advising you. And a lot of times you don't even know what advisement you need until you've hit a hiccup or a roadblock or what have you. I think that it would be great if women were more transparent about that. And another thing too, I think it would be great if women entrepreneurially also were more transparent about where their money actually comes from, you know, because there's a lot of married people in our industry, women, that their husbands are supporting them. So they were rich when they started coaching. So it's not the coaching business that's making them rich, but carry on.
I think I would love that transparent. I get pissed when I'm like, why don't you tell us where that really came from? You know, I just wish there was more transparency when it came to money and wealth building. But I'm curious to know for you, what's been the most game-changing? These are all the questions that I'm like, we FaceTime so much. Why have I never asked you these questions? So I'm just excited that I get to ask you all these questions now. What's the most game-changing money decision you've made in your business?
Let's take a quick break.
Having been in therapy since the age of 12, I know firsthand just how powerful the process of finding the right therapist is. Going to therapy and talking things out with my therapist has made me happier, clearer, and most importantly, I have a plan for my mental health. I have tools to be able to communicate with others, and also the tools to cope when life gets hard, which it does. So let me ask you a question. Is something interfering with your happiness or preventing you from achieving your goals? Regardless if you have a clinical mental health issue like depression or anxiety, or if you're just a human who lives in this world who is going through a hard time, therapy can give you tools to approach your life in a very different way. And that's why I'm excited to tell you about today's sponsor, BetterHelp. BetterHelp's mission is to make therapy more affordable and more accessible. And this is an important mission because finding a therapist can be really hard, especially when you're limited to the options in your area. BetterHelp is a platform that makes finding a therapist easier because it's online, it's remote, and by filling out a few questions, BetterHelp can match you to a professional therapist in as little as a few days. It's easy to sign up and get matched with the therapist. There's a link in my description. It's BetterHelp, HELP.com/Vasavi. That's BetterHelp.com/Vasavi. Clicking that link helps support this podcast, but it also gets you 10% off your first month of BetterHelp, so you can connect with the therapist and see if it helps you. And because finding a therapist is a little like dating, if you don't really fit with that therapist, which is a common thing with therapy, you can easily switch to a new therapist at no additional cost without stressing out about insurance, who's in your network, or anything like that. I don't know where I would be without the help of therapy and my therapist, but I do know that life would feel that much harder. So if you're struggling, consider online therapy with BetterHelp. Click the link in the description or visit betterhelp.com/Vasavi. Thank you again, BetterHelp, for supporting this podcast.
I don't know, honestly. Like, I mean, I've spent so much money investing in coaching, and maybe one of the game changers was when I paid in cash, well, in the one payment, a $60,000 mastermind. And I attended one coaching call. and I was still able to increase my income as a result of that one call. So I think there's been detriments too. There's been terrible decisions, paid this marketing person, this company didn't get anything out of it. This, this funnel builder, this person, that person, tried to hire this person, and then end up kind of learning, spending money on those expensive lessons. Yeah, it's been a gamble this whole time.
But would you say that regardless of, I think a lot of, okay, here's what I'm trying to say here. I think a lot of times people invest their money and they're like, you need to work for me, right? I've invested this money, this has to work. But what I love about you is that even though you spent $60,000, you only showed up to one coaching call, it still benefited you, because it goes back to the original thing that you said in our conversation. There's a responsibility and you have a choice. Like, you chose to make the most of that investment. And I feel like a lot of times people make these investments, they're waiting for the coach to save them and they're not taking any of the action. But I don't see that with you. Like, you invested the money and you put in the effort and you got the ROI.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it's my responsibility. It's not the coach's. I mean, I don't know where this mentality came from that someone's supposed to save you. Like, you got to do the work. You got to show up for it. You're paying for a coach, not a consultant to do work for you. So yes. I think a lot of people want a consultant and they keep hiring coaches and they really just want to pay someone to do it for them.
Yeah.
And they think they're saving money, but they're not.
So I want to get into visibility, because this is something where you and I always feel very aligned with you. I mean, I feel aligned with you in a lot of areas, but when it comes to visibility, I think we have a very similar approach when we're working with our clients. What, for you personally, what's one unconventional way that you've gotten visible that actually worked? Because what I really want people hearing is that you don't have to follow some formulaic approach. You do have to find what works for you, though. So for you, what is one way that you've gotten visible that actually worked and people would consider it as unconventional?
Oh, that I show up in every facet.
Yes.
So laying in the bed, no makeup, putting makeup on, with a bonnet on, whatever, fully glammed up. I think that, and I often think about this. I see some of my peers sometimes and they're always put together, but no one's always put together. And I don't know that I ever want a brand where I feel like I have to always be put together, because I'm not.
One thing that I love about you, Aprille, is that you're so not one-dimensional. Like, you show up in so many different areas, showing up in so many different ways. It's like, I get to meet you. I get to meet all these different parts of you. Mm-hmm. And I just think so many people only show up when they have something good to say, when they only have something right to say. And if you guys follow Aprille on TikTok, I mean, you will see her in all her many different facets. And it's so true, but I love that about you. Like, that
the chaos of it all.
The chaos of it all, but it makes me, I mean, I trusted you already, but even as your friend, it makes me trust you even more, right? Because you are showing up in your entirety exactly as you are. So if you had to create content for a week, but without any strategy, just for fun, what would you post?
Without any strategy, I would probably just post what I'm up to and whatever pops in my mind. Like, I kind of do that now. Half of my content is strategic and half of it's not. So I feel like I do that already. Only half of it, TikTok really was for me to go rogue. So that's why most of that content is so all over the place.
Yeah.
Because it was my escape from having to be on and curated and at work on the meta platforms. It was like where I could feel like I could be free.
And when it comes to your clients and the entrepreneurs that you work with, what's the biggest fear you see entrepreneurs struggle with when it comes to visibility, and how do you personally help them break through it?
They are overthinkers. They don't trust themselves. They don't trust themselves. They're comparing themselves, but I don't have that personality. I don't look like this. I'm like, I literally am 217 pounds right now. Okay. Yeah. A year ago, I wasn't. I've gained 25 pounds since I've been in this relationship, just Netflix and fucking eating. And I'm like, I'm still showing up. I don't care. But I also think my opinion is higher than other people's opinion of me. So I don't think about what people are thinking. Or if someone said, hey, you gained some weight, you're fat, I'll be like, I did. Oh my God, I'm trying to get it together.
But I love that even if someone were to say that to you, just your response to it, like, you're just like, acknowledging the reality, like, yes, I did.
I mean, they're not, a lot of times when people aren't lying, people just don't like that people are saying it.
And they're noticing it.
Yeah. So it's like, girl, you right. You got a solution? Because I'm looking for one.
But let's talk about haters and trolls, right? I don't have a specific question about this, but like, this is something that I know my clients are like, oh, I have this sister-in-law from this other country that's commenting, or my in-laws are looking, or this, or they're making these comments. Like, how do you alchemize the energy of haters and trolls when you get certain comments on your content that you're posting?
I mean, sometimes what they're saying is maybe accurate, So for example, when I shared about my fiance or my husband, and we got like 20 million views and all these think pieces of these thousands of people and all over the internet. I mean, some of what they were saying was true. So it was like, well, that's true. And some of it was totally not. So it's like, I think people need to get settled with the truth. I think that's part of the problem. It's like, if it's true, suck it up.
Yes.
If it's not, keep it moving. Like, okay, they don't even know what they're talking about. So, okay, so what if they said it? And I think also that comes from a place where people who are not saying it out loud. Because I'm saying it out loud for myself, I think I'm okay with you saying it out loud as long as you're being respectful.
Right. And if
so saying it out loud doesn't go one way.
It goes, but I mean, here's the thing: if you're going to put yourself out there, you're also opening yourself up to these comments. And I love the way you handle haters, trolls, or you can call them whatever you want, or just comments. Like, you turn it into a piece of content. You take
every single time, as much as I can. I do. I love it.
Yes,
it's great. It's like, first of all, who are we to think we're going to live in a world where everyone's supposed to agree with what you're saying,
or like you, or like you?
On. You know what I'm saying? Like, and some of these people are literally just in their basement with no profile picture. Like, why do we care what they're saying? And if they're saying you're fat and you don't want to be fat, then lose weight.
I mean, yes.
Someone told me that they were like, I can't trust anyone that has spaces in their teeth. You should get braces. I was like, okay, girl, I'm never getting braces. Okay.
And we're obviously never going to work together because I'm never going to get braces.
So that's fine. She can think that. Do I think it's ridiculous? Yes, but she's entitled to that. And I don't want to work for her no way.
So if you, let's say there's someone listening to this right now. They want to go from unknown to unforgettable. If you could give them one visibility tip to go from unknown to unforgettable, what would it be?
Tell a story in a series. Tell a story in a series. Tell a story in a story arc on, your where it started, where you're going, and what happened and what you learned, and bring people in that journey with you. Storytelling is the best, and I think starting with that is great. You don't have to have an agenda. They don't have to opt in, but it's also a good way for you to talk about you. Like, so write down, like, if you're going to do let's say you told it over 5 days, what are the 5 parts of the story? And what's the main thing you want people to take away from each day? Right. I will do that.
So I know that people have this like obsession with going viral. And I know one of the things that you did was share the story of behind the scenes of getting married to your now husband. So I love it. I love you calling him your husband because he is, but I just love the way you say it.
Yeah.
I feel like I got married.
I know, right? Because it has a little bit of, it has a little bit of snark on it. I'm like, because my husband.
It's the way you say it. It's all in how you say it. So I want to talk about this. When it came to you sharing the story of your romantic process and how it resulted in marriage with your husband, did you ever have that content go viral? Like, so basically my question is, what's one piece of content that unexpectedly went viral, and why do you think it resonated? Was it you sharing the story of your marriage?
Well, I've gone viral many times before. The first one, not one of the first times, but one time I can remember was when I shared that I dropped out of high school and that I don't have a GED. Mm-hmm. And people were mad. It's like over 1 million views. They were like, you shouldn't be encouraging people to drop out. You should go back and get your education. If you're so successful, why don't you go get a degree? I'm just like, because you get a degree to make more money. And I already do that. So make the math make sense.
Why do you think that resonated with people?
Well, because they have an opinion, and
Mhm.
part of virality is being disruptive and in some ways a little inflammatory, you
And
know? And
polarizing. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. Better word. And so yeah, and I think that's it, right? Everyone is on one side of that coin. They either have a degree or they don't. So everyone that fits every person. And so then everyone can have an opinion. So when you're looking to go viral, it's typically a scenario that would fit every person.
Wow.
Like most people would find that funny. Most people, that's just like when people be like flats or drums. Everyone votes. That post is always going to get good content because
Yeah.
everyone has an opinion about a flat chicken wing or the drum, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, the virality and also short videos go viral, like short videos. I think it's like 24 seconds is like the thing with the short videos.
I mean, personally, when I see your stuff and I see the virality of it or just the engagement with it, I always think to myself, like, she can't show up any realer than she already is. And I think people really dig that and they resonate with that. They don't always have to agree with you or like
Yeah,
it,
yeah.
but it's still it I like what you said, like it has to hit everybody, right? Like, so have those opinions, be polarizing, you don't have to be in the gray just to be likable. Do you find that with your clients, like they feel like they have to stay in the gray and
Oh,
not
100%. They want to be liked.
mm-hmm.
And my goal every day is to piss people off so that the people that really like me so they think those people can move out of the way. So the people that really are resonating, they could be like, oh, there she is. I don't need a bunch of, fair weather people. Like I'm not, like there is a video that I'm going to reply to today. And she said, you would be so much more impactful if you didn't use profanity. And I can't wait to respond to her because I'm like, I don't give a fuck what you're saying, lady.
Yeah,
Like, what are you saying? Are you kidding?
that's
Are
a
you
great
kidding? You
response.
know how many this video? So first of all, here's what's interesting, and this is why you have to keep things in context when it comes to what it is that you're creating. Okay, you have the ability to make so many changes in your own world when you just stand on your own values. And I think, and let me just go sidebar there. People they don't know what their values are,
Mm-hmm.
so they can't fathom like someone standing for their own values. Like this video has 36,000 views, and I opened it up by saying, get your fucking life together. Okay.
Yeah.
1,000 people saved that video. Ton of women were like, I'm going to play this every morning. They're like, I need this pep talk every morning. The video literally is 1 minute and 12 seconds.
And
And the one person said, you shouldn't use profanity. Okay.
out of that, that's what they got out of that entire message. God bless them.
That's what I said.
I'm gonna fucking curse anyway.
Exactly. And I can't wait to record a video saying that.
I love that. I love that you take it and you alchemize it. So I want everyone listening to this to like, you can easily be knocked down by people's comments, or you can take it and you can alchemize it and turn it into a response video. Not everything needs to hurt your goddamn feelings.
Exactly. It really doesn't. It's like, I don't even know this, but they don't even have a profile picture. I mean, who cares?
You're arguing with a nobody. Jeez. All right.
So that's the person who never posts any videos. Okay.
So I have these fun, expansive questions. I'm just curious to know if you could mentor yourself, your younger self, for a day, what would that day look like? Like, and how old would she be? And what would you mentor her on?
Oh, let me see. I probably would be 12. I feel like that was a pivotal time when I, start to develop boobs, and when I got my first perm or relaxer, when I was kind of liking a boy, you know what I'm saying? Like I would have loved to have some mentorship at that time because there was a lot of upheaval going on in my household at that time.
Yeah.
So it would have been nice to have someone that's like, things are going to be good. Like, this is how you do your hair. These are the things you need to know. This is what's going on. Kind of like a big sister or auntie.
I have a question about auntie. That's literally my second to last question. So we're going to get into auntie vibes in a minute. But I'm curious to know what's something you haven't done in business that you know is coming, unless you don't want to share it. But you talked a lot about that inner voice, right? You just know that you are meant to be successful. And I really want everyone listening to tap into that voice, that deep knowing. It's not like, oh, I believe that I'm going to be successful. No, I know I'm going to be successful. So what's something you haven't done yet in business, but you know it's coming?
I want to speak at an arena.
Wow.
Yeah, I want to speak in an arena.
Like sold out arena.
Yeah, like, I don't know, whatever it is, 5,000 people, 10,000, 20,000 people. I want to speak in an arena.
I
I
see
don't know
that.
what for, but
Yeah.
it would definitely be empowering women. I still have my Oprah thought that she's going to interview me somehow, because
Yeah.
Stedman is my mentor.
Yeah.
So I'm still thinking like I'm going to manifest that. So yeah, those will probably be the two things.
What I want to just acknowledge you for and call out is that you're willing to say the thing that you want out loud, because even talking about Oprah, so many people I'm sure have that dream, right?
Mm-hmm.
But they don't have the audacity to say it out loud. And I'm just curious to know, where the hell did you get your audacity from?
I mean, I'm an Aries. Let's start there.
My mother's an Aries, so I get it. I get it. I have an Aries moon, so I get it.
Yeah, let's start there. You know, this is the only life I have in this body. So just let's play all out. You know, it's like, let's play all out. Like, why not? Why not? You know, and you know what I love? So this is this is something I don't usually admit. I think I've maybe talked about it one time in 15 years. And that is, I don't enjoy accolades. Like, I'm a certified life coach, but I never tell people that. I have other certifications. I never say those things. I like being the underdog. I like being able to say, I don't have a GED. I came from this jacked up situation. I can tell you trauma stories for days, and I'm still making an impact in the world. What's your fucking excuse? I just love it. I love being able to say, without saying, I'm a best-selling author. I never say that. I don't need anything to pump me up to make me valid. I just like being myself and standing in that and showing up like, I know what I know. So doesn't matter where the information came from. I could sit at this table too. I could buy the table too.
And that just shows once again how you've alchemized your stories, right? So many people are sitting in their stories. They're like, this is just who I am. And because of this, I can't do it. And you flip that shit on its head and you're like, no, in spite of all of this, you know, I'm doing the damn thing. What's your excuse? So this is why I brought you on, because, you know, a lot of times I bring people on and they're like, it's just, there's a lot of pain and there's not enough like turning that into purpose. And I love how you've taken your pain and you don't allow that to stop you from moving forward. So I really wanted to bring your energy onto this podcast, Aprille, and I'm just so grateful for everything that you're sharing, because I know my listeners can benefit from being around somebody like you. I know that you have your conference coming up in May, Epic Woman. Can you speak more about that? Your Epic Woman conference?
It's all Epic. It's Epic. Epic is back. And it's going to be in Oklahoma City. You can go to meetmeatepic.com to learn more. And don't you love that domain?
Yes, I do. Meet me at Epic.
Meet me at Epic. And, you know, it's all about increasing your visibility, understanding marketing, content creation, growing your business, being bigger in your space, saying it out loud in the way that you want to say it, connecting with women. More importantly, outside of the content, more importantly, it's the energy. We need each other. We're zoomed out. We need to laugh, kiki, bump elbows, have a cocktail, you know, twerk in the hallway, high five each other, console each other, root each other on. Like, we need that energy, you know? And so, yeah, so that's what Epic is about. And I'm excited. You know, the one thing I got from a previous brand strategist that I had in my circle was, she was like, everything about you is epic. And she wasn't lying. And this is no different. So I'm really excited to be going back to where it all started, which is where I started my company in Oklahoma City.
Well, that's beautiful. I'm going to put all the information in the show notes for those of you listening. If you want to come to the conference, go to the conference in Oklahoma City. All the information can be found in my show notes. And speaking of energy and being around other people's energy, I want to talk to you about rich auntie energy.
Yes.
And I want to ask you, what is the most rich auntie energy thing you've ever done for yourself? And why did you do it? And for yourself? Yeah. What's the most rich auntie energy thing you've ever done for yourself?
Oh, before I got married, I flew myself first class to London to just date.
I didn't know that. I don't think I knew that about you.
Yeah, I went for 2 weeks by myself. I took a solo trip and I just dated. I signed up for this dating app Hinge beforehand and Bumble. And I like set up all these dates and I literally went out with like 6 different guys in my time there. I had a ball.
I'm thinking about the person who wants to spend money on themselves, but they don't because I don't have enough or the money's not going to come back to me. Like, how do you, I don't want to say justify, that's not the right word, but I'm just going to use that word for the sake of this question. In your mind, how do you justify giving yourself what you want without apology, without justification, without making yourself feel guilty? Like, how do you just give yourself what you want? Because I know a lot of women struggle with giving themselves what they want.
I earned it.
Your answers are great.
I mean, I earned it.
Yeah.
I didn't borrow it. I'm not paying a bill to do it.
Yeah.
I earned it. Yeah. I deserve it. I deserve an $8,000 plane ticket. I deserve to stay where I stayed. I deserve the shopping I did while I was there. I deserve the $300 bustier that I bought. You know, I deserve the lunch I treated myself to. I deserved it. So, and I earned it. I don't need another reason to spend the money.
Perfectly. I mean, I have nothing. I have no follow-up questions. I really don't. I mean, it's just like, but why? It's like, no, I earned it and I deserve it. Period.
Exactly. I earned it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Is there anything left unsaid that we haven't talked about or that you want to say out loud?
Have more orgasms. I think if you would have more pleasure in your life, you would be more successful.
Do you know that someone interviewed me on their podcast a few weeks ago and he asked me, what do you do to stay in your creativity? And I said, self-pleasure. That's exactly what I said. I go, when I am feeling a tingle down there, I need to address it. Like I need to address it. That's where my creativity lives. When I'm getting a pussy tingle, like I have to do something about it. And I love that you said that. Have more orgasms. Allow yourself to feel pleasure. I mean, what else is there otherwise?
There is. We get so bogged down with kids and responsibilities and careers and school and work and business and obligations. It's like, you need to be having fun. And that's kind of what I'm focused on right now in this season of my life. I'm 48. I'll be 49 in a month from today. Okay.
Wow.
A month from today, I'll be 49. I feel 32. And so, yeah, like have more pleasure. Why are we here? Just to work and die? Like, that's not fun. And I was telling my husband the other day, I said, the end game for us all is the fucking same. We're all going to die.
Yeah.
Okay? Like that's the end, ladies and gentlemen. Okay.
Yes.
So live.
That's it.
Live.
I needed to hear so much of what you said today. I think it's like, when you know something and then you hear someone say it and it just lands differently in your body. There's so much that you said today that really resonated with me, Aprille. I feel very lucky that I can call you whenever I want to, and we can have these amazing conversations. And I'm just happy that yes, we have the best time. And I'm happy that you said yes to coming on the show to be able to help other women who may be, wanting more for themselves, wanting more pleasure, wanting to put themselves out there. And you are just such a role model and the epitome of someone who is just willing to say the thing and do the thing and put themselves out there. So I just want to say thank you so much for coming on the Say It Out Loud podcast today.
100%. Thank you for having me.
I love you.
I love you back.
Bye.
If you love today's episode, then say it out loud. Subscribe, leave a review, and come say hi over on Instagram at My Name is Vasavi. Until next time, say it out loud.